Hey, good morning, everyone. Morning warm up. I have a question for you. Are you reliable? Can other people count on you? Think about in your life right now the people that you know that you can just count on, meaning you could call them up and they would just be there for you. Are you that to other people? And what I find is that in my life, right, if I want to be reliable, there's some attributes or things that I know that have to be consistent for me, because if I'm not, I find myself being unreliable. And there's been on occasion where I find that, you know what, I've said I was going to do something, I didn't show up, and when I really boil it down and look to see why I didn't do it, and I try to make an excuse, it really falls back on me in some of these four areas that I want to talk about. So the first one is this. If you want to be a reliable person, I have to ask you, are you willing to do hard things often and have completion in those hard things? Because what happens is when you commit to doing hard things often, you increase your confidence, you increase your competence, you increase your self-esteem, you increase your self-talk. And what happens is you become more reliable to yourself. You know, how can you be reliable to somebody else if you're not reliable to yourself? And so being reliable to yourself says, I'm willing every day to go out and do hard things. Number two is you show up without any condition attached to you showing up, meaning that you're not looking for anything in return. You're genuinely there to help, right? That's why you're there. You're there saying, hey, you know what do you need? How can I help? And I don't need anything in return because I'm not doing this to get something back, right? I'm not doing this to get something back. Number three is no ego. No ego. You know, you see these people that have these massive egos, and that's beneath me, or why would I go do that, or I don't have time for that, I'm an important person. Really? Really? You're gonna say that? You know, drop the ego. Drop the ego and help others and be there and be reliable and be somebody that people can count on, okay? And then number four is when we think about this, you do things even when you don't feel like it, right? And this gets back to what I find is people who you find who are consistently non-reliable, they aren't reliable to themselves. And what they'll do is they will not do things. They'll make excuses as to why they can't do things, and then they just stop showing up, and they don't even show up for themselves. And you can see this, you know, I think about people in my past that are people that you go, you know what, you can ask them, but I got to tell you, don't count on them. And you might know those people. And if you don't know those people, maybe you're one of those people. I'm just kidding. But my point is this, is that when you don't show up, and you're not willing to do things even when you don't feel like it, and you make excuses for not being there, at some point people are going to say, you know what, don't count on them. Don't count on them. And I don't want to be that person. So my question today is, are you reliable? And check to see in these areas, do you do hard things often, right? Do you show up and give without asking for anything in return? Are you dropping your ego at the door? And last but not least, think about this. Are you doing things even when you don't want to do them sometimes? All right, everybody, make it a great day. Be awesome and help somebody.